you are welcome to the Thursday's edition of the program Press Plus this Thursday morning of the 10th of October 2024. We are here to give you what the print sector in the country and around the world are reporting as newsworthy events. We'll be back to serve you what they are saying. Once again, you're heartily welcome back to the program for presentation. I am attending Larry Kevin Sabo to begin this program with the first paper for today, Quotidian Emissions. For this morning report of the road accident along the Sangmilima Yaoundé Highway, 15 deaths along the Sangmilima Yaoundé Highway, as some 10 others are receiving medical attention at the Sangmilima Referral Hospital in the South region. In that said paper of Quotidian Emissions, the paper reports of elections in Cameroon, it says the United Nations ready to accompany Cameroon in the process of electing the next president and other subsequent elections. And war in Sudan, the paper talks of wow, how the international rights group to resolute the various worrying parties in the in Sudan's conflict. And moving on to road network in the northwest region, the paper talks of 11 billion CFA francs transferred to some five councils, all of the northwest region, by the government of Cameroon. Taking you to Le Messager for this morning, Le Messager report of the appointment of new cardinals. It says why Cameroon is ignored, as none of the almost 20 cardinals that will be commissioned as from December, none is from Cameroon. Get to read more explanations on that caption of Le Messager for today. And fake news regarding the demise of Paul Biya. It says El Haj Lawan Bako in anger on this purported news that the nation or the cabinet of the presidency is refuting to be as fake. You can find details on that for today. The death of 15 persons in Kombe locality along the Sangmelima subdivision, this road stretch of Sangmelima Yaoundé Highway. This sad incident happened in the early hours of yesterday. Away from that paper, we now move forward with the Guardian Post. The Guardian Post for this morning says they kill rumor that killed Bia. That is the big story you can find on the Guardian Post. You have the likes of Professor Jacques Famdongo, René Mames Sadi, Kulka Owona, Lejeune Belam Bella, Samuel Bondo Ayolo, and others. Get to read more on that paper for today. Ida Bato, Southwest Governor, gives population ultimatum to produce kidnapped Gio Roland Ewane. In that paper, Green Court Affairs, SNH reiterates call for special criminal courts to open investigation. And Yaoundé Sangmelima Road car crash kills 15, injured others. And the United Bank for Africa UBA Group recapitalization, more opportunities for Cameroonian investors. The voice of Randy Joseph for this morning talks of Bia's second fake death 20 years after the first, and 2025 presidential election. Barrister Keremuna for New Cameroon unveiled measure national dialogue 5 years on understanding the special status. And UDP chairman Lawan Bako calls for vigilance, condemns actors of fake news on Bia's death. And 2024 International Teachers Day, Menchum Valley DO praises teachers, urges improvement in the teaching learning process in that Menchum Valley subdivision of Menchum Division from the Northwest region. Cameroon Insider of Marie Claire Nana for this morning says government civil cabinet tells Cameroonian President Paul Biya is in excellent state of health. And Lumicorp in Douala, criminal gangs resurrect in the city of Douala. Cold-blooded murder of priest in Yaoundé sparks outrage. Get to read more on that paper on page 6. And poor quality telecommunication services in Cameroon, the urgency of fixing the problem. AFCON 2024 qualifiers, the road to Morocco 2025. It says Cameroon, Kenya tomorrow. 15 perish in Sangmelima Yaoundé road mishap. That is some of the stories you can read on Cameroon Insider for today. We'll move on to Bamenda with the pilot. The pilot talks of Ndo subdivision, fund population, block traffic over Fulani armed conflict, and African civil society rejects African Energy Week. And its new colonial agenda. Pope Francis to appoint 21 new cardinals as from December the 8th, none from Cameroon. Reaction to call for overhauls of PCC electoral process, as that paper gives more details on the various pages of the pilots from Bamenda. Municipal update of Victor for this morning talks of Governor Benato Kadabilai to Idabato population produce kidnapped CEO within 72 hours. Else, that is the big caption of municipal updates for today. That's it, municipal updates. World Teachers Day, Benakuma Zio Foncha Aziz Lot, bravery of teachers in his area of command. Government structures African 50 funding to boost infrastructure SNH grant goals. You can find more on that side paper for today. Corruption costs Cameroon the woofing sum of 114 billion CFA francs in 2023, was in 5 years, as CONAP special report by Dr. Joluni Masigant. Away from that, we now move on to the next publication for this morning. That is the politics. The politics talks of the solution that promoters of housing sector need to embark on. And Douala, the paper reports of the return of those gangsters known as Limicop in the city of Douala, who are raining havoc on the local population. Innovation for this morning report on Serge Onambaga. He says Orange Cameroon is working hard to better off the relationship between her and her customers, according to Innovation newspaper for today. The road sector, the paper talks of 11 billion CFA francs given to some 5 councils in the northwest region for the road maintenance and road creation of the various councils. So get to read more on that said paper for today of Innovation. For this morning from Innovation, we move on to La Voix du La Voix des Communes. La Voix des Communes report of the World Habitat Day says the Blower 2 Council takes the win or the lead as the that's the cleanest town in Cameroon as for 2024. This special ceremony that was presided over by the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Celestin Kecha Cortez, some days ago in the town of Eboloa. We move on to the Regional Council in the electoral region. Elaboration of the budget for 2025 at the heart of the debate of the sitting of the Regional Council for the electoral region. Moving on to conjuncture economy. Conjuncture economy for this morning talks of the Cameroonian bosses who need to make inclusion and collaboration of innovation in the various companies and enterprises. This according to this exclusive interview granted to an expert in that domain. And telecommunication, the paper talks of the Ministry of Post and Telecommunication mission of verification at the homes of Camtel, Orange and MTN regarding the poor telecommunication services that Cameroonians have been receiving for the past days now. You can find more on that paper for this morning. Away from that publication, we now take you to this paper. Lesson 4 show talks of the image of the poor, the image of the president, 1,000 deaths. Get to read more on that on Lesson 4 show for today, and contribution towards the payment of PTA levy. It says Nalova Lyonga exercises caution to various school heads as she insists PTA level shouldn't be past 25,000 CFA francs. Taking you now to the next paper for this morning, we move on to the papers around the globe. We start off with Daily Sun. Daily Sun talks of outrage over French petrol hike. price hike in Nigeria, and he went further to talk of Senate in Rowley session over local government autonomy. Traditional rulers demand 5% share from local government allocations. Get to read more on that said paper. Sporting Sun for this morning talks of Boniface, no pressure, stepping into Osimhen's shoe. In that said, I beg your pardon, in that said paper, it talks of Pep Guardiola's strict sex rule help Messi avoid muscle injuries, and in that said paper, Galatasaray set to outsmart Chelsea with 81 million euro for January bailout of Victor Osimhen. Moving on to this other story, Zimenzi shut down links to Manchester City as Sporting Sun report for this day. From Sporting Sun, we take you to Nigerian News Direct for this morning. Again, NNPC raises petrol pump price to 2 months as queue resurface in Lagos, Abuja, Ogun, and other areas of Nigeria. Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Polaris Bank provides free screenings for 250 women. Why are we focusing on artificial intelligence talent? Develop the digital economy, as Economy Minister of Nigeria talks on that sector. Vanguard for this morning says anger as petrol price goes up third times in 2 months. And we move on to military lacks weapon morale to defeat terrorists, according to Ndumi, who talks on that. Federal government of Nigeria gazette executive order on zero value added tax exercise duties for manufacturing firms, and gunmen attack army camp kills soldier in Imo state of southeast Nigeria. University of Lagos, UNILAG, and UI lost top ranking as Kenan University emerges best. Kenan University. That's the university owned by the pastor of Winners Chapel, Bishop David Oyedepo, emerges as the best university in Nigeria and one of the leading university in Africa. Leadership for this morning talks of we stand with Supreme Court on local government autonomy. Senate tells Nigeria. Concern over Nigeria's rising mental health cases, and Labour laments on new petrol pump price as queue resurface. The Holy See in Rome, that is the Pope of the Pope Francis, set to appoint 21 new cardinals all across the globe. Nigerian Tribune for this morning talks of NLC kicks as NNPC sells petrol for 998 naira in Lagos and 1,025 naira in Ibadan, while in Abuja the sales of petrol per litre stands at 1,000 naira, 1,030 naira in Abuja. In that sense, Nigerian Tribune, that is the national print from Nigeria, a report of the PDP new push to oust Damagog as national chairman. Local government autonomy, don't circumvent Supreme Court's judgment on Senate creation of state Lagos local government talks. Get to read more on that said paper for today. Daily Independent for this morning talks of outrage greats NNPC fresh petrol price hike amidst hardship. Federal government creating local government and abbreviation. Governor Dili talks on that, and we move on to those other stories. Cyber crime a threat to national security, says the Inspector General of Police, according to Daily Independent newspaper, which is reporting on that. And federal government finalizes plan to implement zero value added tax on imported pharmaceutical products. Taking you now to the Punch report of 1,030 naira per litre of petrol. NLC demand reversal as 4 queues resurface. Senate marks governors on fresh move on local government allocations. You can find details on that paper for this morning. We now move on to our international tabloid. We start off with Daily Mirror. Daily Mirror for this morning talks of schoolboy murderer on Max. You can find details on the British tabloids for this day. In that paper, Fetchy calls in the Rovis and gets your peoples have price for 6 months, according to Daily Mirror. For this morning, from Daily Mirror, we take you to the Times. The Times report of threat of 25 billion British pounds tax bomb after Reeves' vow, and Miranda Hart's "My hope for love was very slim, and I'm too vain to watch myself on TV," according to Prot Lee, who talks on that at the age of 84. Moving on to the Daily Telegraph for this day, it talks of 25 billion British pounds tax rise paying on way went once IFS, and where are the bin Ladens, and we move on to 10 books to buy today. Moving forward with the Times for this morning talks of threat of 25 billion British pounds tax bomb reverse after Rev's vows, and Miranda Hart, "My hope for love was very slim. I'm too very vain to watch myself on television," according to Protley, who talks on that at age 84. We now move forward with this other story. This time around, we take you to Metro. Metro for today talks of hardship contest shock. Tory fight theirs to the right. And in that said publication, the paper reports of how I came to embrace the way I look. You can find more on that. The Kenyan superstar in the Hollywood industry, Lupita Nyong'o, who is giving a reprisal of her black beauty. You can find details on Metro on Lupita's exclusive interview on that set tablet for this day. The Guardian reports of PM's vow to end austerity needs 25 billion British pounds on tax rises. This is the British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, and Janice Joe Roberts breaks England's test for records, and a high lot Big Dave what's with the Parish. Get to read more. That's a paper for this day. Shock votes put Jerricks and Bendock on ballots. You can find more on the Guardian for today. From the Guardian, we move over with I for today talks of workers get right to flexible working on the new Ryan law, and that's it. I for today talks of Bannock back on course to become Tory leader. Just to reiterate, she is a black lady. And away from that, we come back to Cameroon with the last paper on our disposal. The Loju of Command Manor reports of the Constitution of Cameroon on Article 5 of the prolonged absence of the President of the Republic. That is what the Loju newspaper of Command Manor is reporting for today. What does Article 5 of Cameroon's Constitution stipulate if the 40-day ultimatum of the absence of the President of the Republic elapses? Get to read more explanation on what the Cameroonian Constitution is saying on the prolonged absence of the President on Article 5. That is the last paper for today, as we always reserve the best for last. And with the paper of Haman Manor, the Firebrand publisher, this is what concludes today's presentation of the program, the press brief. For me and the entire crew, we are wishing you all a blessed Thursday in the company of High Television. As tomorrow we'll be back, same time, same television channel. Good day.